The Faberge tiara with aquamarines and diamonds, created in 1904, is an excellent example of jewelry art of the early 20th century. This precious headdress was commissioned by Frederick Francis IV, Grand Duke of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, as a wedding gift for his bride, Princess Alexandra of Hanover and Cumberland. Frederick's mother, Grand Duchess Anastasia Mikhailovna, collected Faberge jewelry and advised her son to contact the Faberge jewelry house in St. Petersburg. In correspondence with Eugene Faberge, tiara options were discussed: diamond tiara for 10,000 rubles or aquamarine and diamond tiara for 7,500 rubles. It was decided to use only aquamarines as gems. However, when it came to creating sketches of the tiara, problems arose. The sketches of the precious headdress proposed by Faberge got lost, and he was unable to complete the order by the day of the wedding ceremony. As a result, Princess Alexandra wore a traditional Hanoverian wedding crown, and a special gift from the Grand Duke was presented to her later. Brooch with Gillo enamel foundations occupy a special place in the work of Carl Faberge. They feature intricate patterns and vibrant colors that create an impression of depth and movement. These pieces of jewelry are real masterpieces, demonstrating the highest skill and artistic taste of Carl Faberge and his masters. Nobel's ice egg, made by Carl Faberge in 1914. This ice egg was created especially for oil industrialist and engineer Emmanuel Nobel. It is an exquisite egg box made of platinum. The enamel coating of the box imitates a frosted icy surface that shimmers, creating the impression of a frosty winter morning. The edges of the opening flaps are decorated with small pearls, giving the product a special sophistication. Inside the ice egg is a pendant watch resembling a snowflake. Their case is also made of platinum, and the details of rock crystal and diamonds make up ice patterns that slightly cover the dial. The height of the watch is 6 centimeters. Nobel's ice egg has long been considered lost. There was no information about his location. However, in 1994 it was discovered in a private collection, which was a real discovery for connoisseurs of art and jewelry. The Carl Faberge Company desktop calls the table bell was an integral part of the decoration of the Russian residential interior of the 19th centuries. Standing on the desk in the office of an official, or on the toilet of a high-class lady, it seemed to be a piece of jewelry decorating the daily life of the owner. It was often selected in accordance with the stylistic solution of the surrounding objects: cabinet bronze, writing instrument, candelabra, furniture. The pendant is decorated with precious stones, citron, amethyst, and opal, which give it a special radiance and luster. These stones not only decorate the decoration, but also have their own symbolic meanings. For example, citron is considered a stone of sunshine and joy, and amethyst is a stone of spirituality and protection. The O Woman pendant was created by Carl Faberge, one of the most famous jewelers of his time. His works were renowned for their highest quality and craftsmanship. Today they are real works of art and are highly appreciated by collectors and jewelry lovers. The pendant is presented at the 6th annual Toys for Tots Fine Antiques, Jewelry, and Handbags auction. This event attracts the attention of collectors and antique lovers from all over the world. Here you can find unique and rare items that will become a real decoration of any collection. The Faberge Company Sotheby's and Christie's auctions the double-headed eagle. For the first time, the double-headed eagle as the state symbol of the Russian state is found on the reverse side of the state seal of Ivan III Vasilievich in 1497. Although images of a double-headed eagle or bird were found in ancient Russian art and on beer coins before, the double-headed eagle coat of arms was inherited by Russia from Byzantium after the marriage of Sophia Palaiologos, the niece of the last Byzantine emperor, with Grand Duke Ivan III. The double-headed eagle became the official coat of arms of the Russian Empire in 1857 and was approved by Emperor Alexander II. The Josephine Tiara is an exquisite headdress created by Carl Faberge artisan August Holmstrom around 1890. It is decorated with 214 antique-cut diamonds that once belonged to Catherine the Great. The history of the tiara begins with the fact that Emperor Alexander I presented these diamonds to Empress Josephine after her divorce from Napoleon Bonaparte. After Josephine's death, the jewels were shared by her children. The tiara returned to the Romanov family several generations later, when the Duke of Leuchtenberg married Maria, the daughter of Tsar Nicholas I of Russia. In 2001, the tiara became the property of the Italian Queen Maria Jose, who sold it 6 years later at Christie's auction for €590,000. Today, the Josephine Tiara is one of the most beautiful and expensive headdresses in the world. Russian silver coral Faberge jewelry company Decathlon prize in the form of a rook with heroes. The bucket was awarded to the winner of the sports competition at the 1912 Olympic Games in Stockholm. It was awarded to the American athlete Jim Thorpe. Elena Dolgopolova's article Olympic Horse Racing by Prince Dmitry Romanov, published in Rossiyskaya Gazeta on February 1, 2016, talks about the Stockholm Olympics in 1912, including the following: but Nicholas II presented the most magnificent, truly royal gift to the entire Olympic family, establishing a prize for the best athlete. Performed by the famous Russian jeweler Karl Faberge, a rook with Viking figurines made of gold, silver, and precious stones. This gold bracelet with lion heads is part of the Kirk Antiquities series. It is based on the famous Scythian gold, which is kept in the Hermitage collection. The bracelet was made by Karl Faberge, one of the most famous jewelers of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Master Emil Colin embodied the motifs of the ancient Kirk antiquities in it, giving the product a unique style. The bracelet dates back to about 1882 and is part of the collection of the Faberge Museum in St. Petersburg. The Sotheby's auction presents an exquisite pendant brooch created by the famous Master A. Holmstrom in the period from 1899 to 1904. This is a real piece of jewelry that attracts attention with its craftsmanship and luxury materials. The product is made of platinum and gold, decorated with diamonds and chalcedony. These precious stones give the brooch a unique shine and radiance. It can be either an elegant pendant or an exquisite brooch, depending on the way it is worn. The product is signed by Karl Faberge himself, which confirms its highest quality and uniqueness. This pendant brooch is a prime example of the craftsmanship and talent of jewelers of that time. It will become a real decoration of any outfit and will delight its owner for many years. Russian silver, the Karl Faberge Company presentation bucket St. Petersburg, 1898 and 1899, at the All-Russian Art and Industrial Exhibition, which was held in Nizhny Novgorod. Prince Lev Golitsyn received an award from Nicholas II for the development of Russian winemaking. The emperor presented him with a silver ladle with commemorative inscriptions and inserts of red enamel. Silver eagle figurines were placed on the handles of the bucket. This award-winning vessel was made by Julius Rappaport, a Faberge jeweler who was the author of various silver products, but was especially famous for his sculptural images of animals and birds. Faberge Museum, St. Petersburg. The Faberge Majesty Transformer Clutch is an exquisite accessory that combines elements of architecture and jewelry. It is inspired by the archives of Karl Faberge and the Crystal Palace Pavilion in London's Hyde Park. The clutch is made of carved rock crystal, natural turquoise, and precious metals yellow, white, and rose gold. It is decorated with a variety of precious stones, including diamonds, pearls, sapphires, savorites, rubies from Mozambique, and emeralds from Zambia. The golden egg on top of the clutch serves as a clasp, and the tassel of pearls, rubies, and emeralds that hangs from the bottom of the clutch can be unfastened and worn as a pendant. You can also unfasten the rose gold strap with rubies and wear it as a bracelet. This clutch can become a bright accent in any image and perfectly complement the outfit of a celebrity on a red carpet or an official event. Faberge and Game of Thrones will release a joint collection. Faberge Jewelry House and the popular TV series Game of Thrones have announced the release of a joint collection. This piece of high jewelry art will be dedicated to the 10th anniversary of the series, the first episode of which was released in 2011. The design is being developed by Michelle Clapton, costume designer of Game of Thrones. The details of the project have not been disclosed, but it is already known that the price of the collectible Easter egg will be £1.6 million, approximately $2.2 million. Faberge is one of the world's most famous jewelry manufacturers, founded in the Russian Empire in the 19th century. Since 2012, the company has been owned by London-based Gemfields plc. It specializes in colored gemstones and sells its products in various countries around the world. Jewelry with aquamarines and diamonds occupies a special place in the collections of Carl Faberge. These precious stones are perfectly combined with each other, creating unique compositions. Aquamarines, with their delicate blue hue, remind of tranquility and harmony, while diamonds add luster and luxury to jewelry. Each piece of jewelry from Carl Faberge is a real work of art. The jeweler paid special attention to details, creating unique designs that emphasize the beauty of aquamarines and diamonds. These ornaments will be a wonderful addition to any look, giving it sophistication and elegance. The aquamarine mood by Carl Faberge is an opportunity to plunge into the world of luxury and sophistication. Jewelry with aquamarines and diamonds from a famous jeweler will help create a unique image that will attract the admiring glances of others. Aquamarine miniature of Grand Duchess Elizabeth Feodorovna. The Hessian aquamarine parure created by Faberge Jewelry House is a real work of art. It consists of a tiara, a necklace, a bracelet, and pairs of earrings made in the same style with the main motif in the form of a knot. The tiara is a floral garland tied with diamond knots. It rests on a diamond base with a floral pattern and is topped with 5 pear-shaped aquamarines surrounded by diamonds. The necklace is made in the form of an aquamarine garland tied with double diamond knots. 9 square aquamarines are surrounded by diamonds. The bracelet consists of 6 cushion-cut aquamarines connected by double knots, similar in shape to a quatrefoil. Originally, the parure belonged to Grand Duchess Elizabeth Feodorovna, the wife of Grand Duke Sergei Alexandrovich and the elder sister of Empress Alexandra Feodorovna. Later, the princess gave the jewelry to her brother Grand Duke Ernst Ludwig of Hesse and the Rhine, who inherited it from his youngest son Ludwig. Grand Duke Ludwig presented the parure to his relative, Princess Dorothea of Hesse, for her wedding on April 1, 1959. The princess put the jewelry up for auction, where it was purchased by a private collector. A year later, the collector lent the tiara to the Versace fashion house, which used it in one of its shows. This event drew attention to the historical jewelry and consolidated its status as an outstanding piece of jewelry. The Westminster Tiara occupies a special place in the collection of jewelry created by the workshop of Carl Faberge. This exquisite headdress, made in 1903, is a real piece of jewelry. The tiara is made of gold and decorated with diamonds. It can be worn not only as a traditional headdress, but also as a spectacular necklace. The delicate cyclamen flowers that decorate the tiara give it a special sophistication and charm. This precious headdress is not only an ornament, but also a real work of art. The Westminster Tiara is a perfect example of how jewelry can create true masterpieces. There are many unique and luxurious pieces in the jewelry world that attract the attention of collectors and connoisseurs of beauty. One of these items is a tiara that once belonged to Countess Cecilia of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, the last crown princess of Prussia. This tiara was made for Cecilia of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, who married Crown Prince William in 1905. The wedding of a young couple became one of the most grandiose events of that time, and many celebrations were organized in honor of this event. One of the most memorable moments of the wedding was the handing over of wedding gifts to the couple at the Brunswick Gallery in Berlin Castle. Among the many valuable gifts were jewelry, silver, porcelain, and even a magnificent carriage with Hungarian horses, presented by the Austrian Emperor Franz Joseph I, who was the godfather of the Crown Prince. Among all these gifts, a special place was occupied by a tiara, which later became known as the Faberge Tiara. This name did not appear by chance. Despite the fact that the tiara did not have a Faberge stamp, it was very similar to other products of this famous jeweler. The tiara of Cecilia of Mecklenburg-Schwerin became the subject of discussion in newspapers and at exhibitions dedicated to the wedding gifts of the crown prince and his bride. She was also mentioned in a newspaper article dated March 1906. Today, this tiara is one of the most valuable exhibits in the jewelry collection. She attracts attention with her beauty and sophistication, as well as her connection to the history of the royal family. This tiara will be put up for sale at the Sotheby's auction on May 14th. Experts estimate its value in the range of 200,000 to 300,000 Swiss francs. This story shows that jewelry can not only delight its owners with beauty and brilliance, but also become a part of history. The tiara of Cecilia of Mecklenburg-Schwerin is a vivid example of how jewelry can be associated with important events and people.